January 26, 1945. The forests of France are frozen solid. Snow covers everything. Smoke fills the sky. And through the trees, the Germans are coming. 2 tanks, 250 soldiers. The Americans are retreating. Every single one of them. Every single one, except one man. His name was Audie Murphy. And this is the story of the day one soldier fought an entire army and won. Audie Murphy was born in 1925 in a tiny farmhouse in Kingston, Texas. His family was so poor they could barely afford food. He dropped out of school as a child just to work in the fields and feed his younger brothers and sisters. When the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in 1941, Audie was only 16 years old, too young to fight, so he lied about his age. He walked into the recruitment office, looked the officer in the eye, and said he was 18. They almost turned him away anyway. He was too short, too thin, too young looking. One recruiter actually suggested he join the Navy instead. Another told him to come back when he had more meat on his bones. But Audie Murphy refused to leave. He was finally accepted into the United States Army Infantry. Nobody in that office had any idea. They had just let in the most dangerous soldier in American history. By January 1945, Audie had already fought his way through Sicily, Italy, and southern France. He had seen things no teenager should ever see. He had lost friends, brothers in arms, men he ate with, laughed with, fought beside, but he kept going. Then came the Colmar Pocket, a frozen stretch of forest near the village of Holtzwihr in northeastern France. The Germans launched a massive counterattack. 2 heavy tanks rolled through the tree line. Behind them, 250 German soldiers advanced through the snow. His company was outnumbered and outgunned. The order came in: fall back, retreat immediately. Murphy told his men to pull back into the trees. He got on the radio and called in artillery support. And then, instead of retreating with his men, he stayed. A few yards away sat an M10 tank destroyer. It had been hit. It was on fire. The ammunition inside could explode at any second. Any sane person would have run. Audie Murphy climbed on top of it. He grabbed the mounted machine gun and he opened fire. Alone, one man, one burning vehicle, against 2 tanks and 250 soldiers. He fired in every direction. He never stopped moving, never stopped shooting. The Germans had no idea how many men were firing at them. He was moving so fast, shooting so accurately, they thought they were facing an entire unit. At one point, his commanding officer radioed in and asked for his position. Murphy's answer was calm. He said, "I am on top of a burning tank destroyer, and the Germans are less than 50 yards away." His officer thought the line had gone dead. Murphy kept firing. For nearly 1 full hour he held that position, wounded in the leg by shrapnel, surrounded by fire and smoke, completely alone. But he did not stop, not for 1 second. And slowly, the German advance began to break. Soldiers started falling back. The formation collapsed. 250 men, retreating because of one. When the smoke cleared, Audie Murphy climbed down from the burning tank destroyer. He gathered his remaining men, and he led a counterattack on foot back into the forest. When it was over, approximately 50 German soldiers had been killed or wounded. The attack had been completely stopped. One man had changed the entire outcome of the battle. Audie Murphy was awarded the Medal of Honor, America's highest and most prestigious military decoration. He also received the Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, the Legion of Merit, 2 Bronze Stars, and 3 Purple Hearts. 33 military decorations in total, more than any other American soldier in the entire Second World War. He was 19 years old. After the war, Audie Murphy became a Hollywood actor. He starred in over 40 films. He even played himself in a movie about his own life called To Hell and Back. But behind the medals and the movie posters, Audie suffered deeply. He struggled with what we now call post-traumatic stress disorder. He slept with a loaded pistol under his pillow. He had nightmares every single night. He fought another war inside his own mind for the rest of his life. He passed away in a plane crash in 1971 at just 45 years old. They told him he was too small, too thin, too young. They almost didn't let him in. But on a frozen battlefield in France, on top of a burning vehicle, surrounded by fire and smoke and 250 enemy soldiers, Audie Murphy showed the world what one human being is truly capable of. He didn't fight because he wasn't afraid. He fought because he refused to let fear win. This was Audie Murphy, the soldier who fought an entire army and won.